Hey, welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome aboard. Today's video is all about igniting that fire inside you, about seizing this very moment to rewrite your story and rise unstoppable. If you're ready to break free from doubt and step into your greatness, stick around. This one's for you. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and tap the bell so you never miss a spark of inspiration. Let's get into it. Your comeback starts now. The crossroads of choice. There arrives a pivotal moment in every journey when you must draw a line in the sand, a moment where you choose to release the weight of yesterday, to unshackle yourself from the chains of remorse, and to refuse the past permission to dictate your identity. That moment is upon you now, demanding your attention. It's not a suggestion or a gentle nudge. It's a clarion call to step into a new version of yourself. The clock is ticking, and the decision lies solely in your hands. Perhaps you've stumbled along the way. Perhaps the blows of life have landed with a ferocity you never anticipated. Dreams shattered, plans derailed, confidence shaken. You've tasted defeat, wrestled with missteps, and maybe even convinced yourself that the ground beneath you is where you belong. But let me remind you of something unshakable. Your journey isn't over. The embers of your potential still glow beneath the ashes, waiting for you to fan them into flame. This isn't about erasing what's happened or pretending the scars don't exist. It's about redefining what they mean. Those bruises? They're not symbols of failure, they're badges of survival, proof that you've endured. You're not a relic of your worst days, you're a living testament to resilience. The page is turning and the ink is fresh. What will you write with it? The beauty of this crossroads is its power. It's not just a fleeting chance, it's an invitation to seize authorship of your narrative. You can linger in the shadows of what was, or you can step boldly into the light of what could be. This is your now, your opportunity to declare that the past is a teacher, not a jailer. What will you choose? The power of defiance. Let's face it, there will always be skeptics lurking in the corners of your life, ready to cast shadows of doubt over your every move. You'll hear the chorus of naysayers, their words sharp and insistent. You're not enough, you've missed your shot, the clock has run out. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth. Their voices don't hold the pen to your story. You do. The chapters behind you are sealed, unchangeable, but the ones ahead, they're yours to shape, fueled by every sting and stumble you've weathered. Think about it. All those moments of anguish, the nights spent wrestling with despair, the times you teetered on the edge of surrender, they're not just scars. They're raw material, a stockpile of energy waiting to be harnessed. Take that pain, those sleepless hours, that gnawing frustration, and mold it into something unstoppable. This isn't about a mere return to form. It's about emerging sharper, fiercer, with a blaze in your soul that no critic can extinguish. You've been given a single ticket to this wild, unpredictable ride called life. No refunds, no do-overs. So why squander it, wallowing in regret or shrinking to fit someone else's expectations? The time for playing it safe is over. It's time to stand tall, to claw your way back, to roar into the void and let the world know you're here. This is your declaration. You're not done and you're not small, you're a force awakening. Of course, the road won't be smooth. Worthwhile victories never come cheap. Expect resistance, expect exhaustion, expect moments when every fiber of your being screams to quit. But you're built for this. Deep within you lies a reservoir of strength, untapped and unyielding. The instant you resolve that no obstacle, no voice, no shadow will hold you back, that's when your resurgence ignites. That's when you stop surviving and start thriving. The call to rise. So what's holding you back? Get up. Shake off the uncertainty clinging to your shoulders. Mute the whispers of fear echoing in your mind. It's time to reclaim the reins of your existence. This isn't just a fleeting pep talk. This is your resurgence, your chance to unleash a power the world hasn't yet witnessed. The stage is set, and the spotlight is yours. This journey you're embarking on isn't a single triumphant leap. It's a marathon, a relentless trek that will demand every ounce of your grit, your focus, and your tenacity. Comfort won't be your companion here. Ease won't pave the path. You'll face days when the weight feels crushing, when the temptation to retreat grows loud. But if you endure, if you dig deep and refuse to yield, you'll step out on the other side as the most formidable version of yourself yet. The doubters won't vanish. They'll linger, eager to drag up your old stumbles, to point at the times you faltered. Let them talk. Your history, isn't your horizon. Those missteps, they're not your fate. They're the forge where your strength was tempered. Every icon, every trailblazer, every soul who's carved their name into greatness has tripped, fallen, failed. What sets them apart is simple. They didn't let the fall be the end. They rose again and again. Now, the torch passes to you. This is your shot to flip the script, to craft a tale that echoes with courage and fire. You might feel unsteady, might question if you've got what it takes, but hear this: you do. Beneath the doubt, beneath the noise, you carry a wellspring of potential, waiting for you to tap it. All it takes is that first move, believing in your own power, lifting your foot and stepping forward. The world's waiting. The legacy of action. It all boils down to one move, one spark of resolve to lift yourself up instead of staying grounded. One bold choice to press onward when every instinct screams to throw in the towel. The discomfort of forging ahead. It's fleeting, a passing storm. But the ache of surrender, that's a shadow that lingers, a weight you'll carry through every quiet moment if you let it take root. Picture this: a year down the line, 5 years, a decade. Where will you stand when you glance back? Will your chest swell with pride at the battles you fought, the ground you claimed? Or will you be left staring at a trail of untested dreams, haunted by the ghost of what could have been? The question isn't about perfection, it's about effort. Will you be able to say, "I poured my soul into it," or will silence fill the space where courage should have spoken? There's a wildfire buried in you, a reservoir of possibility so vast it defies comprehension. But here's the catch: no one can light it for you. No one can haul you across the finish line. This is your burden, your privilege, your fight. The excuses have expired. The perfect moment isn't coming. Change won't knock on your door with a polite invitation. It's time to stop waiting and start building. You are the architect of your transformation. You are the pulse of your own revival. The hurdles won't vanish. Life will toss its gauntlet, test your mettle, dare you to break. Yet with every wall you scale, every barrier you shatter, you're forging something unbreakable. Each struggle met head-on is a testament, a shout to yourself and the universe that you refuse to be diminished. This is your proof, your power, your rise. The forge of greatness. True victors don't emerge from cushioned ease. They're sculpted in the crucible of struggle, tempered by the heat of challenge. Right now, you're in the thick of it, being molded into something relentless, something extraordinary. Adversity isn't your enemy. It's your craftsman, chiseling away the excess to reveal the champion within. This is your forging ground. Embrace it. Step up and claim your narrative. Shoulder the weight of your tomorrow. Wrest back the authority over your life. You're not a finished tale, a relic of faded glory. Your brightest chapters are yet unwritten, shimmering on the horizon. The hour has struck. This is your resurgence. The universe is poised, eyes wide, waiting for your ascent. Don't let it wait in vain. Now move. Show yourself you're bigger than the echoes of yesterday. Demonstrate that your spirit outmuscles every fall you've taken. Prove that no force, internal or external, can tether your rise. You're not just clawing your way back. You're storming toward a destiny laced with brilliance. This isn't the end game. It's the opening salvo of your legend. Your revival isn't a fantasy drifting in the ether, nor a fragile hope pinned to the stars. It's a commitment, a daily gritty resolve you must renew with every dawn. When that alarm blares, you're at a fork. Snooze and stagnate, or rise and reshape. When plans crumble, you choose, whine and wilt, or grit your teeth and carve a path. When skeptics sneer, you decide. Crumble under their scorn or let it stoke the inferno driving you skyward. Each moment is yours to seize. The discipline of triumph. Victory doesn't hinge on chance or innate gifts. It's forged through relentless persistence. It's about dragging yourself to the starting line when every muscle begs for rest, about pouring effort into the shadows when no applause waits. It's the daily grind, the quiet resolve to hammer away until your wounds transform into strength. Success isn't a lottery ticket, it's a brick-by-brick build. Look at the legends, those who bent the odds, who spun setbacks into rocket fuel. Do you think their paths were paved with ease? That self-doubt never gnawed at their edges? Hardly. They stood apart because they chose to press on when the world turned cold, chose to shrug off the chains of circumstance, chose to climb when falling felt simpler. Their secret wasn't magic, it was decision. That same crossroads stares you down now. The options are stark, unyielding. Will you slump there, watching the hours bleed away? Will you circle endlessly in the mire of yesterday's sorrows, today's hesitations, tomorrow's what-ifs? Or will you lift your head, square your shoulders and rise? The gavel's in your hand, strike it. No cavalry's riding in to hoist you up. No silver platters coming with your dreams polished and ready. This is your claim to stake, your war to wage. Push forward, and a quiet miracle unfolds. Each step toughens your core. Each fear faced strips away cowardice. Each refusal to fold builds an iron will. You don't just chase triumph, you become it. The triumph of resilience. Every stride you take toward your resurgence is a win carved in stone. Each time you defy the urge to collapse, you're etching proof into your soul that your limits stretch far beyond what you once dreamed. These steps aren't just motion. They're declarations, quiet rebellions against the voice that says you've reached your ceiling. You're rewriting what's possible, one stubborn choice at a time. The path won't be gentle. Greatness never drapes itself in softness. Expect the bruises, the sweat, the nights when your resolve wavers under the strain. But the payoff? One day you'll stand atop the hill you've climbed, gazing back at this pivot. The instant you seized the helm, waged war for your vision, and burned your excuses to ash. You'll feel the swell of pride for refusing to break, for pushing when the world pushed back, for becoming the force you were born to be. Rise now. Reclaim your dominion. Step boldly into the vastness of your potential. The arena's ready, the crowd hushed. It's your cue to charge toward victory, unrelenting until the finish line bows to you. This isn't a fleeting rally. It's your unbreakable vow to conquer. The doubters can wait in the wings. This time, you're not pausing for anyone. Doubt will slink in, a thief in the dark, dragging the baggage of old wounds, stumbles and insecurities to weigh you down. Hear this loud and clear. You are not tethered to what was. Those failures don't own you. Those fears don't rule you. You're a phoenix mid-flight rising from ashes you've outgrown. Your comeback brews in the unseen. Dawn's first light when the world sleeps. Midnight's grind when fatigue begs for mercy. Solitary moments when faith in yourself is all you've got. That's where your strength solidifies. The silent forge of legends. The truest heroes are shaped in the quiet, in the grind that draws no cheers, in the unseen trade-offs that echo without fanfare. When the stands empty out, when the voices of encouragement fade to silence, when it's just you staring down your own reflection, that's the crucible where your fight truly ignites. It's not the spotlight that defines you, it's the shadows where no one's watching. Will you step into that ring? Will you claw through the moments when your spirit howls for respite? Will you rise again and again until you embody the soul you were destined to become? Here's the unvarnished truth. The sting of effort fades fast, but the gnawing ache of I could have lingers like a ghost. Discipline demands a price, but regret exacts a toll far heavier and far longer. The world will hand you endless outs, reasons to fold, justifications to stall. Yet amid the noise, one beacon cuts through, the you that's yet to come, that future self, the one who broke the chains, who scaled the heights, who claimed victory, stands at the far end of this road, eyes locked on you now. They're counting on this choice, this heartbeat of resolve. Will you abandon them to the void, or will you battle to bring them to life? This resurgence isn't a flex for the skeptics, or a banner waved for applause. It's deeper, purer. A vow to yourself that greatness isn't just a whisper in your bones, but a fire you can wield. You don't need a green light from the sidelines, a nod from the crowd, or a sage to affirm what's possible. You feel it already, pulsing beneath your skin. The knowing is yours, now the doing must follow. Your existence with both hands. The bridge behind you's burned. There's no retreat, only the path you've carved toward triumph. You've locked in your resolve, aimed your gaze at the peak, and forward is the sole compass point that matters. Hesitation's dead, momentum's your pulse. Charge into it. Life won't roll out a red carpet. It'll hurl tests, stack barriers, murmur doubts in the quiet. Let it try. You're forged tougher than the fray, crafted for this very brawl. Obstacles don't dictate your story, you do. You'll rise not because it's easy, but because it's yours to claim, and no force, seen or unseen, will cage what's breaking free. Through the heat, the crush, the seconds when surrender tempts, you'll choose the harder road, and that's where legends are born. The anthem of the unyielding. Here's the stark reality. Most buckle when the heat turns up. Most drift away when the ache bites deep. Most trade their worth for a softer seat, too scared to swing back at the fight. They let the grind dictate their endgame, choosing the path of least resistance over the promise of their own fire. That's where the crowd thins, where the ordinary stop and the extraordinary begin. But you're cut from a rarer cloth. You're the soul who'll spit in the face of the impossible, who'll shove past the odds when they tower like walls. Every bruise, every stumble, every jagged edge of hardship, you'll grip them, twist them, and forge them into a ladder to something colossal. You don't just endure, you alchemize. You're not here to scrape by, you're here to redefine what's possible. Your tale hasn't hit its final note. A fresh page glares back, begging ink, and its title blazes bold: Redemption. This isn't a quiet epilogue, it's a thunderous rewrite. You'll hush every whisper of doubt with the roar of your resolve. You'll stand before your own mirror and prove that capability isn't a gift bestowed. It's a muscle you've flexed through every scar. The past's pain? It's no anchor. It's jet fuel for your climb. You weren't wired to wallow, to stew in yesterday's could-haves. You were built to ascend, to claim victory with dirt under your nails and sweat on your brow. But the catch is this: it's got to burn in you. That hunger, that feral need to rise, it's the spark that turns intent into action. You're not destined to win because fate says so. You'll win because you'll settle for nothing less. Want it fierce and watch the world bend. The forge of will. It's got to gnaw at you, bad enough to bleed for, to sweat for, to haul yourself forward when every fiber begs to collapse. That's the line in the sand, where the fragile falter and the fierce rise, where the shattered stay down and the relentless soar. It's the divide between those who daydream of glory and those who hammer it into existence. Want it bad enough, and it's no longer a wish. It's a war you're built to win. You're not a bystander. You're a sculptor, chiseling your fate with every stubborn stride. Each decision you lock in, every ounce of grit you pour out, you're etching a legacy that'll outlast the noise. This isn't some distant tomorrow you're chasing. It's a future you're welding together right here, right now, in the heat of this very breath. You're not waiting for destiny, you're crafting it. So pause and face it. What do you want that horizon to hold? A reel of half-steps, what-ifs, and flimsy alibis staring back at you, or a saga of dogged hustle, ironclad resolve, and the heart of a titan? Picture it, years from now, flipping through your story. Will it be a shrug of almost or a roar of I did it? That's the frame you're building, stroke by stroke today. The gavel's in your fist. No saviors swooping in, no proxies punching the clock for you, no handouts dropping your victory at your feet. This comeback? It's yours to snatch, to wrestle from the jaws of doubt and inertia. No one else can lift the weight or run the miles. It's your call, your sweat, your triumph, and it's waiting for you to claim it with everything you've got. The hour of your reign. What's the holdup? This isn't some random sunrise, it's the sunrise, the hinge on which your tale turns. Today's the day you rip up the old script, the day you stop dodging the giant lurking in your potential, the day you finally stretch into the full height of who you're destined to be. The sands run out on waiting. This is your now. Excuses? Done. Procrastination? Over. Uncertainty? Buried. You're primed for this. You've been primed all along, even when you couldn't see it. The readiness isn't a gift that arrives. It's a truth you've carried, coiled tight, waiting for you to unleash it. Stop looking for a sign. You are the sign. The only thing left is to move. Go claim what's yours. When the ink dries on your final page, you won't be the one who waved the white flag. You won't be the one who let dread call the shots. You won't be the one crushed under life's heel. That's not your ending, not even close. You're the one who'll stand when the dust clears, who'll bend the impossible to your will, who'll grip the reins and craft a life that roars with meaning. Rise up, square your shoulders, stare down the gauntlet ahead, and let it know your name. You're not just here, you're here, a force no chain can hold, no storm can shatter. This is your resurgence, your anthem, your unbreakable stride into the fray. You're not unstoppable because it's easy. You're unstoppable because you've decided nothing less will do. Go make it real.